Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the iSNF Cup Series. We are here for race 5 of the season. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And we are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I'm joined today by Brendan Grover. Hello.
Hi, how are you today, Jason?
I'm absolutely fine. How are you?
Oh, cannot complain. I'm really excited to get in here and watch these guys hash it out for what I believe is 163 laps.
I believe you would be correct, and let me tell you, this is a great series to broadcast on. And speaking of, we actually have the league owner here once again, as usual, in the pre-race. Rhea Ferris, hello.
Good evening, gentlemen. I happy to be here. It is, I do believe it is 163 laps, which is equivalent to 250 miles for you math nuts out there. After it all, it is the Georgia Peach 250 today. And we have some clear skies out there. Looking at the weather, I know it's quite cool. I know that they had that part of the snowstorm that we had that kind of brushed through, but I don't think they actually got any snow. They just got the cold weather. Now they're in a high pressure system. Got a little bit of remnants of some wind out there, I believe at 8 miles an hour or so. So it shouldn't be too much of a factor. Everyone's pretty much ready to go here. We just had an IROC series race a moment ago, which I actually got a chance to win. It was kind of fun checking out the next gen cars because we eventually will going to race those for season 4. So just getting a little bit of practice in with those. But yeah, we should have a pretty decent race, you guys. I'm hoping to have far less cautions than we do at a track like Phoenix, like we did last week.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be a good race, and hopefully a few less cautions, but obviously some things you can't control, and I believe we are going to have a pre-race interview here.
Yeah, and I'd like to introduce Johnny Neidick. He is driver now of the number 88 machine. Jason, if you'd like to show the folks watching, he's actually driving a sponsor car out there right now on the track. And what is that sponsor, Mr. Neidick? Explain to us what you guys do over there, and welcome to iSNF. I appreciate you guys hopping on board with us.
No problem. It's nice to be back in the severe weather country expeditions number 88. What severe weather country expeditions does?
Johnny, Jesus, that was a hit.
And they take you on storm chasing tours. So they take you to Tornado Alley. They take you all over to different places: Kansas, Nebraska, Texas, Oklahoma, and you get the storm chase. You get to stand there and witness one of nature's fiercest just amazements, and that's a tornado. If you go to their website, swcexpeditions.com, you can see videos and pictures of what people get to experience. I would recommend anyone that wants to do something crazy like that and have just like an out-of-body experience. That's what I would recommend. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds so exciting, and as you're explaining too, I think of the movie Twister. Do they by chance swing by Waukeeta, Oklahoma for the Twister?
They have, yes, and there is a museum there in Waukeeta for the movie Twister. You can go see the drive-in from the movie. You can go see Waukeeta. You can even go see Aunt Meg's house.
Oh, that's so cool!
I don't know
love
about chicken.
Where they go. I'm hungry. I can't.
I don't know if you can get steak and eggs, but it's gonna be cool.
Awesome. Well, this sounds like such an exciting experience for any weather enthusiasts out there, and we use real weather here in iSNF, and we apply that to every race, and whether it be extreme or not. So what I'm trying to say is, weather is all around us at all times, and it's almost like you're either a fan of this type of weather or you're not a fan of this type of weather, but you're going to be a fan of some sort of weather in the amount of seasons that we have around the world. So with that said, to have you guys on board talking about the weather and the experiences that you guys will offer people that sign up to do this and whatever. So how long does it usually take to go on these expeditions and stuff out there to see all these types of things?
I know of tours that are a week long, 2 weeks long. Just depends on what package you want.
Yeah. And is there different seasons, whatever? Of course, the tornado seasons and stuff get ramped up.
Yeah, tornado season, which is right around the corner. I believe there's still a few spots available, but they fill up really, really fast. I mean, this is some exciting stuff, but they fill up really, really fast. If you go to their website, they have a schedule of all the tours, pricing. You can reach out to Rich or Mandy, and they will explain everything to you. You'll get a T-shirt. I mean, you'll get an experience of a lifetime. It is really cool, and I am so proud to have them on board of this number 88 Camaro.
Yeah.
There's something about being back in your own car that just makes you faster.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what the confidence that you need to get into Victory Lane and to see our paid sponsor get into Victory Lane too would be definitely one that we would all be dancing for joy in. Johnny, it's been a pleasure. I wish you nothing but luck in this race. I hope that number 88 gets to see some P1 time up there, at least for a little while, hopefully Victory Lane or a podium. We'll definitely, hopefully, interview you at the end of the race with one of those. I hope.
I'm hoping too. These last few weeks have been rough for me, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not used to that. I've ran a lot better, and it's very it can be frustrating at times and make you question your ability. But I just said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna keep my head up. I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and I'll figure this out.
Yeah, and Johnny, you're the former driver of the Starcom Racing 00 machine. For those who are watching out there, remember, Johnny driving the 00. So yeah, look for that same driver now to be piloting the 88 machine. Still a Chevrolet, still going to be kind of in quotation marks part of that RCR camp to stay.
And make sure everybody
alliance.
goes to Facebook, like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Go across the board, and you will get to see some really, really cool videos, some screenshots. It's a lot of fun.
And give us that website one more time.
SWC Expeditions. Just
Awesome.
punch it in Google. Google is your best friend. Just punch it in there. It will be the first website you see.
Well, I appreciate it, Johnny, and we'll catch you again really soon. Hopefully, people get a chance to go on your website there and check you guys out.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I look forward to the race tonight.
You too. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're about to go into qualifying here pretty soon, but what do you guys think of that sponsor? It's pretty cool stuff.
I think as being a kid from the Midwest, after watching the movie Twister when I was like 12 and trying to chase tornadoes on my four-wheeler, I think I'm definitely going to take a look at that website.
Indeed. Yeah. Absolutely. It just sounds like a blast for anyone. I've actually heard of this. So it's really neat that I've actually heard of these guys before they even became a sponsor. So it's just pretty neat to have them on board. So how about taking a look at the point standings before we go into qualifying? I know we're going into qualifying here in a minute, but taking a look at your point standings, I know Skylar Carnes has definitely still got a lead. But there was a change in P2 there. Jalen Battle dropped, I believe, down the 4th position. So
I've got him in 6th, even.
Did he drop to 6th?
5th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, there's not much of a gap there between P1 and P2.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. I know the point system here is usually it's about 5-point gap between 1st and 11th, and then it's like, I believe, a 4-point gap till you get to P16, I think, and then after that it's 3-point gap. So things can get pretty tight through there.
So now I'm going to go ahead and ask a question for all these viewers out there. How many points does a guy get for getting 1st, 2nd? Do you guys do passing points or anything like that?
Okay, so P1 would get 175 points for just the win, but because they led a lap, even if it's the last one, they'll get that 5 bonus points for leading a lap. So that's an automatic 5 bonus points for that. So you get 180. If you lead the most laps, it's another 5 bonus points. If you get the pole, it's another 5 bonus points. And if you get a 0x while in running condition, finish 95% of the race or more, you get another 5 bonus points. So there's a lot of potential to get bonus points here. We try to reward people for racing clean, and that's just another way of getting some bonus points here.
Well, with you saying that, I mean that could change a whole night. A guy could go from 5th to 2nd in a snap
Indeed.
of a finger.
Yeah, because I was in 23rd last week, going into Phoenix, and after the P9 at Phoenix, I went all the way up to 12th. So just one solid top 10 night will really change your world. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking to do here again tonight at Atlanta, guys. I'm looking to get at least another top 10 out of this deal, have back-to-back top 10s, and stay in chase territory, because when it's 5 races to go, the chase will start and the top 12 will be locked in. I know it's a long way down the road, but I'm thinking big picture. So,
well, it's all about chasing that hunt to the front, it seems like.
Indeed. But gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Do you have any other questions for me before I let you go?
I have nothing. Don't know about.
Okay.
Nope, I think that is it.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys do your thing, and if I get wrecked out early, which we're gonna hope I didn't, hope I don't, I'll join you if I do. Otherwise, I'll hopefully talk to you at the end of the race from the podium.
Yeah, I'll be rooting
good
for
luck
you in the
to
booth.
you tonight.
All right, guys. See you
Good
later.
luck tonight.
Good luck as well.
Yeah, so Rhea, the league owner and main admin of the iSNF Cup Series, and just looking through qualifying here, it's pretty tight at the top, actually. Well, pretty tight close to the top. If I just bring up the tower graphic here for best time, we've got Chris Worrell up at the top. I believe he is a substitute driver in the number 8 car, so that car, wherever it finishes, will be getting half points, but it's looking pretty good so far. Alexander Weggett, the number 2 driver, in second place as well. He was the winner of the last race, and it's all pretty close down the field, actually.
Yeah, that, you got 30-second laps going all the way around, and they're all right there within that half a second. It's going to be a pretty good race by the looks of this.
Yeah, we've got people still putting in laps. There's only 45 seconds left of qualifying, and we're still getting laps in. Worrell's still on pole, but we've had Brostrom and Hagman, that's Linus Brostrom and Marcus Hagman, going up above their fellow Swede Alexander Weggett for second and third respectively. I think that's something worth talking about, actually. If I say Brostrom, I'm not being specific enough anymore, because we also have Bjorn Brostrom in the league running the 31 car.
Is there any relation between those two?
Absolutely there is. So Linus was in the league first, and he's actually brought his father Bjorn in. So it's good to see a pair of family members racing, especially father and son. And qualifying has just finished. We're going into the race, so I will be able to bring up official gridding order. So if I read out the top 10, then we can just go 10 at a time. Does that sound good? So we've got I can't speak today. Chris Worrell on pole with Linus Brostrom starting alongside him. Second row is going to be Marcus Hagman and Alexander Weggett. That's an all-Swedish row right there. Row 3 is going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin and John Neidick Jr. who is the new sponsor of the comes with a new sponsor of the league, and we heard from him just earlier. Row 4 is going to be Hermie Sadler and Gavin Marlin, with Row 5 being Jeff Weimer and Carl Rourke.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and following up there in 11th is Brian Chu and Jalen Battle in that next row.
Oops. I have to mute voice chat, my apologies.
Here at the ATL, you got 16X, so you get DQ. Please keep that in mind.
There we go.
All right, and then coming into thirds, JB Banner and Johnny Castle. Going into P15 and 16, you got Pete Van Sprundle, Casey Tomlinson, another American row there, Derek Cook, Kobe Sutphin, Ian Humphreys, John Hopley going into the next row, and then we got Matthew Moniak, if I did say that right, Pete Woodrum, Michael Smith, and Clarence Prince.
Well, then after that, we are going to have on row 13 Rhea Ferris and Bjorn Brostrom. Row 14 is going to be Dave Holmberg and Damien Mulvey. Row 15 is going to be Ryan Treadwell and Jason Ricketts. Chad Waller is starting in 31st with Tommy Stanley alongside, and it's going to be row 17 for Eugene Thorne and Dave Corshane. That's an all-Canadian row. We've got some quite international rows on the grid here, and Bob Wyckoff and Emily Uris are going to be starting 35th and 36th. That's the last. Emily Uris was the last set time, and we've got Colin Zymer, I believe, or Zima, in 37th place.
Yeah, there's definitely a great broad variety of nationalities in this race. Something you know, with iRacing, I think you see quite a bit more and more, and it's kind of nice to see all these different nationalities getting involved and racing against each other.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's good to see, especially in oval racing, because, well, you have to admit it's quite an American style of racing, because normally everyone else is out just doing road racing.
I can personally say, when it comes to that road racing, that is some hard type of racing. I stick to oval, and you normally see a lot of Americans sticking to oval. So seeing these other nationalities come in here and compete with the American guys is, like you said, it's amazing.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a lot easier now as well to obviously get into it, with iRacing being so popular as it is. And it's just great with the amount of leagues that you get as well, especially this one, with it's being run so nicely. It's just fun.
Yeah. Well, and I believe Rhea does quite a bit here, and she, with her leagues, and it's almost like a full-time job for her.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, obviously, got to make money somehow. She's got to be running a full-time job with that as well. So, complete props to her. But, just coming around turn 2 now on the pace lap. And, not to try and curse any of the drivers, but do you have any predictions?
I think I'm going to go with Johnny Neidick. I think that's who, I think this is going to be his time to shine, and maybe he's got that good sponsor luck on his side tonight.
Yeah, he's had a very strong qualifying. He's starting in 6th, and hopefully that can translate to a good finish at the end of it. Well, just coming round now, round 4, pace car has peeled in. Green. And they are green, off they go.
Yeah, it seemed like Chris got a really good start there. Started to pull away, but the 22 car is right there. And so is the 5 car. As the 5 car starts to move to the bottom of the track.
Yep, top 3 have managed to all get single file of each other. We've still got a battle for 4th here between the 2 and the 77 of Wiggett and Butcher Benjamin. That's the 77 on the inside there. Oh no, 77's gone clear actually. Yes, Weggett now battling with the 88 of John Neidig Jr.
Well, I think too, you get in these big tracks like Atlanta and Daytona and stuff. If you're not in that draft line, these other guys are going to start pulling away from you. I think that's something these guys are going to have to take into effect, as you know, we're only on lap 2, coming to lap 3 of 163.
Yeah, exactly. It's very easy to get left behind in these places. But nevertheless, racing through it anyway. We're pretty much just 2 by 2 here for 3rd and for 5th position. Bit loose on the exit for the 22, and that's going to give the position up to the 88 actually. He's making good progress so far. The 88 and the 77 both made up 2 spots. Marcus Hagman's actually snuck into the lead as well, starting from 3rd.
Yeah, he definitely had a good start at the beginning of this race, and I think he used that draft line really well to get behind Worrell and go ahead and push himself up there and get that clean air going to that car. Is right now we actually see Neidig making a move for 2nd.
Yeah, we've got the battle of the 8s with the 8 and the 88 side by side now. That outside lane obviously going to be good on the exits, but you see on the entry to the turns, that inside line is just going to make the gain. So if they can make enough and then come out onto the back stretch with a tow, which the 88 hasn't been able to do, then you can get a pass done. But unfortunately there was no help there for John Neidig Jr.
Yeah, like I said, that goes right back into that draft stream. You pull out of that and nobody's there to catch you. You're gonna fall back, and we just witnessed it there. As it's starting to look like we got a good battle for 5th going on, 3-car battle.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Gavin Marlin in the 33, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 77, and the 2 of Alexander Weggett battling it out here. Seems like they're just going to get single file here, excuse me. But actually not too far back to Hermie Sadler and Carl Rourke. And then I believe it's a 1.5 second gap back to Jalen Battle in 10th. So this top 9 has just completely gapped the rest of the field.
Yeah, and it's just amazing to see how well these guys are handling these cars and running their lines. As we jump back a little bit further, we're in with Kobe Sutphin, and it's looking like he's trying to get some help on that high side. We're not seeing too many cars run way up there. They're running about middle to bottom.
Yeah, 53 looked like he was going to try and make it 3 wide there through 2, but couldn't quite make it happen. But Kobe Sutphin making some good moves. He's up 7 places at the moment. He crashed out early of the last race, but stayed in it with some very lengthy repairs and managed to get some laps done at the end of the race, so he's going to be hoping for a good result today. And yeah, just here because there's some great racing in this pack here for 9th, and they're actually catching up to the top 9 a bit.
Yeah, we just seen him go 3 wide entering that corner as the 2 cars behind Jeff Weimer had went around him, and they're getting awfully close to that grass, man. These I'm not used to these oval races on pavement, but these guys can run almost anywhere, it seems like, as long as they got some help. And you know, I gotta ask you a question here: does a side draft play an effect in these cars?
I believe there's some effect on it, but I'm not entirely sure. And well, actually, just looking at my timings, reason that these guys are catching up is because we've got a bit of a 3-car train here now. That's for 7th place, so top 6 are now gapped them.
Yeah, you got Carl Rourke on the bottom, and Thorn? No, not Thorn.
Marlin and Sadler with him.
Oh, it is. Okay. You got Sadler on the top there, and yeah, these guys don't really got any drafting going on, so it's going to be kind of harder for them to pass each other, but kind of makes it pretty interesting as you got two of them guys running on the high side and one staying on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, they're just slowly being reeled in by the pack behind them. Maybe that would actually help them get back up to the front guys, because if they're not battling too hard, let's just check back. Bit of a battle going on for fourth, but apart from that, they're all pretty single file, so that's definitely going to be helping their pace. And they are lapping about 1/10 to 2/10 of a second quicker than the three behind them.
Is that Brostrom we see moved up into second, and it actually looks like he has caught the leader. He's got about a car length in between him as he's getting a little bit of help from that 2 car. As they are starting to reel in the leader slowly, but they're right there on him.
Yeah, it seems like the Swedish trio at the front are working together very well here. They've got the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. They always get good results if they're not involved in any wrecks. But looks like these front guys are just going to try and consolidate the lead that they have. Bit of squabbling going on in the back of the pack, but I guess it's not all that much fun if you're just running one behind each other. It's more fun to race.
Yeah, and I think we'll see more of that towards lap 100. You know, the end of this race. Once you get around those 5 laps, people start moving around trying to find different lines and different airstreams to just see if they can't push their way to the front. But going back to that 2 and 22, seeing 2 Penske cars up there, I think that really helps when you got a teammate and you know you have a teammate right there helping you out.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely does help. And I actually thought these guys were going to lose the draft a little bit there, since they were battling, but they've managed to catch it back up. Let's take a look back at this pack. They are definitely a bit more strung out now, so that's going to help them massively as they're going to try and catch the leaders.
Yeah, it seems like Van Sprundel's running almost just kind of right on the corner of the 11 car. He's still getting that draft going, but he is trying not to run the same line, so he's still trying to get some clean air. As it actually looks like he was going to try and make a pass there as they were coming out of the corner, and he got a little too far out of that airstream.
Yeah, it looks like they're being pretty clever about how they're running. Obviously, they're in they're probably able to hear the iRacing voice chat, and they're most of these guys will be in the Discord chats for their separate teams. So there's definitely opportunities to work together. And just looking back, we've got a bit of a 3-car battle here for 14th. They are right by each other.
Yeah, these guys are bobbing in and out of each other quite a bit and staying very clean about it. It's, like I said, going back to me being a dirt guy, this is really interesting getting to watch this firsthand and getting to see these guys move the way they do.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing about this league. You always see drivers that start towards the back, but just make their way up during the race. And we're seeing one of those guys now, Damien Mulvey in the 51. He's gained 14 spots so far, and it's been 19 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely on a move, and that is an Ireland driver, so another one of them out of American nationalities. He's also a senior driver. You know, he's got 1 career win. Seems like he's looking to make that 2 today with on the move he is.
Yeah, it'd be good momentum to keep up. There's a bit of a gap to the cars in front of him, unfortunately, but speaking of, they've been battling a bit more, and you might be able to see, if we get the correct camera angle, that the cars behind them are basically right there. There you go, you could just see the front bumper there at the top of your screen of Hermie Sadler. it's really not far back to this trio now, and they're bringing more cars with them.
Yeah, no, it seems like them top 6 have been, or 7, are battling pretty good, and these guys are starting to catch up to them. As I believe we did have a race lead change. It looks like the 5 cars dropped back to about the 3rd spot, and Linus Brostrom has, or Linus Brostrom, sorry about that, he has made his way into 1st.
Yep, you are correct, and these guys actually have a little bit of a gap. It probably won't last, but oh, excuse me, just interesting to see as battling behind here between the 88 and the 5. Not too sure how that's going to work out for the 88 when they get onto the tri-oval and eventually onto the backstretch, but it's good to see people trying moves at least, even if it's only lap 23.
Well, and it actually looks like Hermie Sandler, I believe that is, has poked his nose down on the bottom and started helping out
Yeah.
the 88 car. As now it looks like they're, well, I don't know if they were getting loose there, if they were just moving around, but made it a pretty interesting to see what was all going to unfold there.
Yeah, never mind about that help. I think he probably got a bit loose off of 2. And then Hermie Sadler making moves. He's been a driver that's been very unlucky when he's raced, to be perfectly honest. He tends to get involved in other people's wrecks, and it hasn't happened so far. He's gone 24 laps. So hopefully it'll be all good.
Well, and anybody watching at home too, you know, you're seeing this, and if you're wondering, Hermie Sadler does have a relation to the Elliott Sadler.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's quite good to see that these leagues are getting some real-life drivers in as well. But a bit strung out here as the leaders are battling the 22 and the 88 on the inside here. So we'll see if he can make that work. Obviously, they both don't have any help, so this is probably going to be a good indication of which line they're going to be running on. Whoa, bit worn tyres, but bit of contact between them. They managed to keep it in a straight line. But sign of things to come?
Yeah, that was definitely a good save by both of them guys. As they were battling hard there. As now the pack has caught them after that little bit of slowdown. And it actually looks like they're starting to catch lap traffic, so we will see how much effect that takes on the front pack here.
Yep, I believe they're going to be catching Casey Tomlinson as their first car. That's going to be pretty soon. Yeah, he's just running down on the apron there. But actually, one thing that's going to be interesting is how long they're going to go on fuel, because I don't think you were told this before the race, but they're running 65% fuel tanks, and limited tyre sets. I'm not exactly sure how many, but that can be one thing I'll check during the commercial break.
That'll definitely play an effect to see who's going to save their tires till the end, and who knows, maybe some of these drivers that are hanging out towards the back, maybe that's what they're doing. They're letting these guys up front run harder, and they're going to see if they can't last more on fuel and tires towards the end of this race.
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to think about, because we've seen multiple times that there's just a driver or two that have a set of tires left at the end. You get a caution, 10 laps to go. Fit those tires on, and you're 2 seconds a lap faster than everyone else. You're just gonna fly by.
Yeah, and that, going back to them tires and stuff, you know, that's where that draft helps keeping your car cool. If you're sitting behind a guy all race, your car's gonna start getting a little hot, and you're gonna save your tires a little bit there. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be cool to see how this all unfolds as we're just going into lap 30 of 163.
Yeah, well, thinking about the strategy, I guess we'll see how long a tank lasts by when these guys first pit. But one thing that's definitely good to see is that this pack goes all the way back to 12th. And, well, any of these guys are still really within a chance of getting up there. Even if we didn't have any cautions.
Yeah, and seeing a veteran driver even move up there, you got Brian Chu. He's got 4 career wins, I believe, is with this series. And seeing him starting to make the move as these cars all start getting back up in a bunch, and it'll be kind of interesting to see how he handles this and what he does with it.
Yeah, there's one driver in here that's kind of snuck up on the front pack. It's Kobe Sutphin. He's always a great driver to watch, and he's gained 12 spots so far this race. He's running in 6th at the moment, 7th now, just in a battle with Marcus Hagman in the 5. They're actually going to be making their way around the lap traffic. The 6 of John Hopley, that is. But yeah, you also sometimes just get these drivers that just sort of sneak up into good results. You haven't seen them for most of the race, and you just think, oh, well, where have you come from?
Yeah, and so to speak with that, here we go again. We got that pass for the lead on the bottom. Will the 2 Penske cars hook back up? Can the 22 or can the 2 catch up to the 22 and see if they maybe can do something, as Chris Worrell just goes ahead and takes the lead and getting that draft from the 22 car.
Yeah, either that guy's got a brilliant spot or he knows exactly how long his car is, because I think there wasn't even an inch in that between their rear and front bumper.
Yeah, that was definitely a close one as he moved up. We've seen the 22. It didn't really look like he broke loose, but he definitely knew he was there. I'm wondering how much he had to let off, or if they both were just pinned to the floor and letting her go, as we see the 24 car starting to make a move for that 3rd position.
Yeah, and so far this season we haven't seen them all too much in the lead. There's been something happened actually. Brian Chu is going slowly on the apron. No caution's been brought out, luckily. But there's now a 1.5 second gap in this pack that we saw. It's going to be top 4 and then 5th through 10th now. So something's happened there. I'll get to a replay if we have a caution at some point or some pit stops.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see what happened there. He was on the move. He wasn't going very slow. He was on the move, and to see him down on the apron. With still a lot of laps left. I mean, it's still a heartbreak, but you still got a lot of laps left. So hopefully he can regain that and hopefully still get a decent finish here.
Yeah, he's come down into the pits, so hopefully there's not too much damage on that car, but that may well have been a trip down to the inside wall. Oh no, he's left the pits now. It might have just been a black flag to serve. But,
are we going to see 3 wide here? No, the 88 car went ahead and took off a little bit more than... He had a pretty good run there on the top. We haven't seen a good run on the top on the front stretch, I don't think, yet tonight. And he's making it work.
Yeah, no, 3 wide for what is that, 7th, 6th place on lap 37 and 163. Probably wouldn't be the best way to go about it, but obviously these guys love racing, that's what we're here for, and I think we're seeing scheduled pit stops here actually, as Damien Mulvey and Clarence Prince are both in the pits. Damien Mulvey took fuel and tyres, and it looks like Clarence Prince is doing the same. Jeff Weimer and Chad Waller are coming in as well, so he might actually be close to some scheduled stops.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, these green flag stops, to see how that all plays out. I know a lot of these guys are probably kind of hoping for a caution so they don't lose any spots. As
Whoa, look
looks
at the
like
33.
we got another car.
That's fresh tyres.
Yeah, and that shows you right there what those fresh tires will do. As he is flying, he's getting ready to go by the 24 like he's standing still.
Yeah, it looked like he had to do some damage repair as well, pitted in about 5 laps ago. He was sat in the pits, sat in his box for 55 seconds. But you can just see he's absolutely flying through. He's just unlapping himself on the leader there, the 8, who is now just coming down pit road. So we are getting the scheduled stops. That's going to give the lead to Hermie Sadler, so he's going to get 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
Yeah, not a bad way to actually lead a lap is the leader coming in and you only have to go 100 to 200 feet to cross that start-finish line. Excuse me there.
Yeah, and why don't we have a look at what happens to Brian Chu? Just 5 laps earlier. Just got hooked hard into the inside wall.
Definitely a lot of damage to the back end of that 11 car. Like I said, Brian was running hard, so kind of heartbreak for him. Glad to see he's still out there, though it wasn't wanting something too costly.
Yeah, no, it's actually glad that didn't bring out caution, because it's quite lucky that he just went down onto the inside, onto the apron. But it looks like we'll see what happens when the pit stops all resolve themselves. But it looks like Jalen Battle has taken the lead. JB Banner's still in first, but he hasn't pit. Yeah, they're just coming past the group that was behind them, so it looks like it's going to be Battle, then Worrell, then Weggett, then Brostrom, although that 8 looks like it's got a mega run.
Yeah, Chris has got them new tires on, and he's just flying right now as we see him passing on the high side around Jalen Battle.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I'm not sure if Jalen Battle's taken tires, nor has Weggett, nor has Brostrom. Or at least not full tires, because they were all stopped in their box for about 12 seconds, but Chris was stopped in his box for about 15.
Well, and that goes back to you saying you didn't know how many sets of tires they have with being limited on tires. Maybe some of these guys are, maybe Jalen took that gamble and just got a little bit of fuel and maybe just did change the right side and is going to try it out and see how it works for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gamble worth taking, but at the moment, well, you can see the gap that's been pulled by the 8 car. If I just go on board, the car in front of him is not the one that we're looking for. It's the car in front of that, who is currently the leader. That is a massive lead. It's 2.6 seconds at the moment and climbing fast.
Yeah, he got a good jump coming out of that pit lane, and those fresh tires definitely helped him, and he had a pretty good sizable lead when he came in. So with him getting out before them other cars really definitely shows effect to it.
Yeah, these pit stops have had a real change around in the top 5, actually, because we've got Pete Van Sprundle up here and Damien Mulvey. We were talking about him earlier when he was in 14th, having gone up 14 spots. He's now gone up 23 and he's in 5th.
Yeah, and going back to that lead, it's now over a 4-second lead as maybe Jalen Battle's getting ready to come into pit.
No,
if not, it is stretched out to about 4.5 seconds behind. Second is behind first.
Yeah, I mean, they might be holding out for a caution here, probably around lap 60, so they've saved a tyre set, but you can just see the runners that have taken the tyres are going so much quicker. Pete Van Sprundle now up to second, bringing Taylor Butcher-Benjamin with him, and Damien Mulvey, I'm sure, is not far behind. I think that was a car in the wall just in front of Battle. That was the 9. Jason Ricketts might have just been on the outside wall there on the tri-oval.
Yeah, it's not looking like there's any damage to the car. They all are keeping it going still pretty well. There was a car that did come in, maybe one of those cars that hadn't pitted yet, seemed to get some new tires as I did see smoke coming from the pits when he went ahead and went in there.
Miss in 15 or Tommy Stanley in 17. They're both currently on pit road. closest battle here is for 6th place, but it's going to be done very quickly because of the tyre situation. Hermie Sadler just getting past the two of Alexander Weger in a breeze. And he's going to be chasing after Jalen Battle next. That's probably going to be happening within about a lap. But gap from first to second is... Ooh, someone's off. Didn't quite see who that was. That was quite a focused camera angle. Oh, someone's into the wall. Who was that? Or Derek Cook, I think, just tapping the wall in the subway car.
Yeah, he went up that wall pretty fast, and he came off of it pretty quick too, so shouldn't have done too much damage. We see a little bit of damage on the right side of that car. It'll also be interesting to see how this plays out with 19th place as the last on the lead lap car. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out, if any of these guys are, going to take that gamble and try to get their lap back, or what their situation is and what their plan is throughout the night.
Yeah, well, we'll see, but we've got... I would say this is a battle, but it's just this little pack here trying to get a lap on Clarence Prince. Got Jeff Weimer here, he's on fresh tyres as well. Well, I say fresh. By now they're not so fresh, but they're still a load fresher than tyres of the two. Because I'm pretty sure those guys on 12-second pit stops would have taken 2 tyres rather than 4.
Yeah, when you got a high banking track here like Atlanta, it really puts the wear on those right side tires. So maybe a lot of these guys got hopefully still good tires on the left side. They're just changing those right ones to help the drive coming out of these corners a little bit better.
Yeah, 53 went up really high there. Coming through 3, so that's just sort of let the 88 of John Neidick Jr. by, but I'm sure that'll be a battle. Actually, no, they're both on the same age tires, but looking at it, that gap to the leader is coming down a bit. Was it probably about 4.5 seconds? Now it's at 3.4. Taylor Butcher Benjamin making good ground here on the 8 car.
Yeah, no, I was watching that up on the intervals there. To see him start to close that gap is actually really nice. Maybe we'll have a good battle for the lead. Yeah, yeah, 3 wide going into the corner and coming out of it is the 6 car is flying. He went around the bottom like it was nothing. I wonder, what is his tire situation compared to those last 2 cars that he just went around?
6 pitted on lap 39 for all tires. Carl Rourke actually looks like he pitted for all tires as well, and Kobe Sutphin in the 20 would have pitted for probably right sides only. So that 6 is just flying, trying to get a lap back.
Yeah, he definitely is on a mission. He's not taking names. He's going by, and he's on a mission. We're looking at Jeff Weimer right now going around Jalen Battle, and I don't believe Jalen is pitted yet.
He has, but he would have only taken right sides.
Okay, so he's trying to keep himself on that lead lap, but only trying to get a right side tires, and I'm sure he's really kind of hoping for a caution right now.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where I think these drivers might have even just expected a caution to happen, at least by now. But this has been incredibly clean racing so far. Because we've only had, I think, 2 or 3 incidents. None of them brought out caution because they all just sort of ended up on the apron. but I would say normally we do get a few cautions. It doesn't tend to be too many. Phoenix was a bit of an outlier, but we do tend to get some.
I don't think we've seen too much of these two Penske cars not being next to each other this race. I think every time we're looking at one of them, we're seeing the other one in the same picture all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they've just got, well, they work great together as teammates. I'm sure they knew each other before this as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure that Linus Broström got Alexander Wegert into the league. But yeah, and they clearly just got very similar pace. They're really great working together. And you can just tell by how close they've been running the entire time. That's probably a... they've probably talked about this swap.
Yeah, and that goes back to getting that clean air and it helping each other out. They got to be talking and saying, "Hey, you got to get in front of me. You know, I need to get back behind you. You need the clean air more than I do right now." As we start to see the 16 put his nose up there on the bottom and try and get in between these two, and hopefully he can get into the draft. Actually, I don't even think he's going to need it as the 22 starting to pull away from the 2 and the 16.
Yeah, I would assume that the 16's taken some tyres. He is 4 or 5 laps down, I believe, sitting in 33rd place at the moment. But it looks to me like we haven't had any of the drivers decide to retire from the race yet, which is very good to see. Lap 60 of 163, that's got to be at least a third of the way through. That's just a testament to how incredibly clean this race has been so far.
Yeah, no, it's... it don't matter how close these guys have gotten, they make sure that, for the most part, they don't touch, and if they get ready to, a lot of these guys are checking up and moving around. As we see, Brian Chu got super close to the wall there, entering that corner, as he did hit the wall earlier, as we can still see a little bit of damage on the back end of his car. I wonder how much effect that's playing in right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much. Might just be a bit down on top end. Although if it takes any downforce off, then it might actually not be doing too badly on the straights. But maybe a bit more loose in the turns. But I don't know, it might be a good thing for him. But I doubt it will be doing all too much, as we see Marcus Hagman peel into the pits once again. He's probably going to be taking tyres this time around. We've got fans in the chat for Emily Uria. She's in a big pack at the moment. This is... I would love to tell you who's on the same lap and who's not. I think the one car behind is just unlapping at the moment, but pack behind, that's looking like quite a sizable pack.
Yeah, I know they got pretty bunched up there for quite a bit, and it looks like they're starting to spread out a little bit, but for the most part they're staying bunched up. Opus, it looks like there's a caution out.
Who for? Let's see. A 9's on the apron going slowly, so let's have a look at that one. Ooh, just a spinner and then onto the grass. You see, was he turned? He was turned.
Yeah, he got a little bit of help there.
Who was that? The couldn't quite make it out actually. Was that the 31 car? Looks like it was.
Yep.
Nope, that's not the 31. I'm just gonna have to go back to it and get a pause up here. 33. That's Gavin Marlin.
Yeah, he got all the way around there.
Ooh. Was Ricketts going slowly beforehand? Apologies for the rewinding, but or did he get into the outside wall? Oh
Looks
no,
like
he
the
was.
33 just had a run on the bottom, or the 9 car was on the
Yeah,
high side. 33 had a run on the bottom, and 9 car just kind of came down, and they just met.
yeah. I think the 9 had barely any speed, and was just sort of trying not to hit the outside wall. Came down into what the 33's line was going to be, and unfortunately they've come into each other. That's contact and caution. First caution of the race is out. I believe it came out on around lap 64.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
that's still
yeah.
very interesting to see them go 64 laps green flag.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's allowed pit stops here. Looks like some of them just fuel, some of them maybe taking tyres. Looks like it's just fuel for the 8, 77, 42, 51, 25. Rhea Ferris, first of the cars taking tyres to come out of the pits. In the 12 machine, Jeff Weimer looks like he's just taken right side tyres. John Knight Jr. in the 88 has taken full tyres. Jelen Battle's taken tyres, so has Brostrom and Weggett. Urias has taken fuel, Sutphin's taken tyres, and Carl Rourke looks like he did a bit of repairs as well, but has probably taken tyres with it. I'm going to have to take a very short break here, but I'll be back very shortly. Okay, I am back, and my apologies. I'm going to have to learn to stop taking my headphones with me because I'm going to have to change the iRacing audio again. Just check if that's unmuted this. It hasn't. We're all good. Oh, it looks like I was just in time because they're doubled up and coming through turn 3 here. Pace car lights are off, so we're going to be going green flag this lap.
Yeah, we got Worrell and Butcher Benjamin up there in first and second. Be interesting to see what these two do on the start. As you got Mulvey up there. He's been very fast all night as well.
Green flag, green flag.
Yep, we're green, and the 8 got a good start last time around. Let's see if he can get a good start this time around. Looks like the 77's just got a nose in front, actually. Outside lane looking to do quite well. See which one of these comes out on top.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be too much on speed there or which one gets help first from the cars behind them. Looks like they're starting to gain up, and the 77 of Taylor Butcher is actually pulling in front as he comes down in front of the 8 to take the lead.
It was a great restart, 3 wide a bit further back. We got another yellow flag. Looks like this one's going to have been a multi-car pile-up closer to the back of the field. John Hopley involved, Holmberg involved, and Zima involved as well. Oh, the 78 just got up into the outside wall and came right back down into the 6. 96 there was stopped as well.
Yeah, it looked like the 96 really didn't have anywhere to go except for kind of straight into that, as he did try to avoid it. Oh, it looked like he caught the bottom of the apron, got a little loose.
Yeah.
Kind of actually got a little bit of help going into the 6.
Yeah, I think the 45, oh yeah, 45 definitely grabbed a piece of that as well. You can tell, no front end on that car, so that is not going to be good for your aero, and that is not going to be good for your radiator either.
Yeah, I know a lot of damage to a lot of cars there. Hopefully that doesn't end anybody's night. A lot of damage, like I said. Taylor did jump out there in the lead, so he will stay in the lead that time. Going around. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Chris has for him on the restart.
I'm not sure if we got a full green flag lap in, so we'll have to see whether we're single file or double file on a restart, but I think this is going to be a good time to hear from our league's new sponsors. What do you reckon?
Agree.
Cool, we'll be back in just a little bit. And we are back once again. That was just a quick one from the league sponsors here. And 88 car also with the sponsor on the car, Severe Weather Country Storm Chasing Expeditions.
Yeah, that definitely is a pretty cool looking car. Can we get in a little bit closer on that car? Take a look at it. Looks like there's a tornado on it.
Hang on. I'll see if I can get to specifically that bit of the car, but I've got that view.
Yeah, you got a tornado on the back.
Yeah.
That's a sweet looking car. Oh, it looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage.
Does look like it. That doesn't look like too much though, so might just be from a particularly heavy bump draft.
Yeah, like I said, these guys really got to be helping each other out if they want to push their way to the front. But
yeah,
then again, too, we have seen them battle without the help, and it's been actually very interesting.
Yeah, pace car lights are off, so we're going to be getting a restart, and they're still single file, so this is how we're going to be restarting it. So I think just about not a lap under green. Obviously cautions breed cautions, that's how the saying goes, but if you start single file, that can try and mitigate that a bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if cautions keep playing into effect, or if we can go another 64 green laps.
It'll definitely be good to see, because that brings us about 30 laps to the end, but if my maths is correct, it might be completely wrong. But we'll see how it goes on this restart. Taylor Butcher Benjamin with the button for the first time. We're coming up now towards the green flag. Pretty good start
Nice.
for both of the front cars.
Yeah, it looked like Taylor definitely slowed down the pace lap there a little bit to see if he can't get a good jump on the 8 car of Chris. Whirl. Looks like Chris is right there, giving him a little bit of bump, getting him going a little bit more. See if Chris tries to make a pass going into this corner.
I'm just happy to stay behind him for now by the looks of things. All three of the top three running different lines there. And looks like we're going to be 3 wide into 1 here for fourth place even. There's still going to be 3. Now back down to 2 by 2. Actually 3 wide with different cars in it.
It looks like the 2 car was trying to get his nose up there too. His slow car on the apron there. Was that the 8 car of Chris Whirl?
Yeah, he's coming into the pits. No, he's not. I'm completely wrong. Sorry, that was Pete Woodrum.
Pretty cool to see how they passed for the lead there. They went 3 wide, then 2, then 3 wide, and then those 3 cars just took off up front.
Yeah, I mean, once you get an all-important run, then you are gone. But by the looks of things, this is also to do with the tyres, because we've got to remember that these guys are still on different strategies. With the 8, the 77, the 51, the 42, they all took fuel only on the last pit stop that they did. But the top 3 all took tyres.
Yeah, I know that those new tires definitely helped those top 3. Whether they only took a right side or if they took all 4 is going to be the factor into play here, as we're just hitting lap 79 of 163.
Yeah, I believe they took all 4, and we've got Kobe Sutphin coming through as well. He also took tyres on the last set of pit stops. Look, they're just coming up to lap the 10 car who's just come out of the pits. You can see that 20 just going clean around the outside. But it's unfortunate because you're going to have basically nowhere to go after that, because the top 3 have just taken off. Wow, actually, Linus Brostrom's taken off a bit.
Yeah, like it's going back to that 2 and 22 being right there with each other. They worked together and they got to the front. Got some smoke there and a car down on the apron.
That's Brian Treadwell. We'll see if we can go back to that under any next caution that we may have, but I'm going to go back to this pack because look at this.
They are packed in there super tight and all running super hard.
Yeah, exactly. We're about 2 by 2 by 2 here. Actually, if I keep saying by 2, it's probably still going to be accurate. But this is a complete mix of runners here. Some of them have had taken tyres on the last one, some of them haven't. So we'll see this sorting itself out probably in a few laps' time, but it's still good to see them racing each other. Because it sort of feels like when you're sort of in the middle of the race, you can just start to sit behind someone, try and work with them, or you can just start to try and race them. You've sort of got those decisions.
Yeah, it's definitely a big decision you got to make and a gamble you have to take also. If you want to pull out of that line and try and do your own thing, or if you want to just wait it out and hang out and help the guy in front of you, or hopefully the guy behind you is helping you out.
Yeah, well, looking up to the front, I'm having a bit of a blank here. Who was running with the top 2? Because they're not there
believe
anymore.
It was Jalen Battle who was up there with the 24 cars. He's right there. He's dropped back quite a bit
Yeah,
from running the top 3.
he's dropped back 2.5 seconds, so I'm not sure exactly why that is. And he's now actually behind Kobe Sutphin. You can just see in that DeWalt 20 car, and behind a few cars of lap traffic as well. So he's going to be trying to get past them as quickly as possible to try and get back up towards the lead. But these lap cars could be useful actually, because you've got Marcus Hagman right in front of Kobe Sutphin. He's not slow, and so he's just going to sort of be running with him maybe, although Kobe Sutphin is trying to overtake him just as soon as I say that.
Yeah, it'll be these lap cars definitely make a difference, and I think lap cars make a difference in any kind of racing you do, whether it's dirt, oval, or road course, because a lap car can change the outcome of a race so much, just from either, I don't want to say being in the way, but being in the spot they are. If a guy's running a line that could completely move them out of their line, is 2 cars almost touch coming out of the corner.
Yeah, it's the 42 and the 77 almost door banging out of turn 2. We were talking about lap cars. There are no lap cars here. These are all racing for position, racing for 7th place. They've got quite a big gap in front of them to 6th. That's about a 1.6 second gap. But very tight here between now the 77 and the 88.
Yeah, the 77's starting to fall back a little bit. I don't know if it was because he didn't have anybody to work with, or maybe he's losing tires or something. But
yeah,
looks like the Subway cars, and that is.
That's Derek Cook in there. It looks like he's just trying to get a lap back on 3 wide to try and do it.
Yeah, he is on a mission.
But if you've got quite a clean race like this, you've got to try and get your laps back the hard way, because there's not really going to be many opportunities for you to get it back. Because obviously if there's not many cautions, there's not going to be many lucky dogs, and you're basically just not going to be able to get your lap back for free.
Yeah, and speaking of that lucky dog, is anybody, or who was our lucky dog on the last caution? If you do know that.
To be honest, cannot remember. Didn't really look at it, but oh well. But let's have a look actually now at our highest mover of the race so far. Up 23 positions, Emily Urias. Currently sitting in 13th.
That is not an easy task to do, going 23 positions. That
absolutely.
You really got to be on the wheel and moving it as hard as you can, and trying to keep your cool as much as you can as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's one of the drivers that does tend to do this. We've got a few of them in this league, where drivers that don't necessarily qualify as well as everyone else, but as soon as a race pace starts coming out, they manage to avoid those wrecks. They manage to get good clean laps in consistently, and you see it pays off. Their racecraft is good, and you just see drivers making up these numbers of spots. As Damien Mulvey's still up there, he's up 19, so those two know how to move up a pack.
Yeah, I go into that qualifying thing with drivers not qualifying as well. Sometimes guys don't work as well without other cars on the track, or don't work as well when they don't got someone to work with. But she has made it work tonight with all these other cars on the track. Like you said, moving up 23 positions. Going to be pretty interesting to see where she finishes, as hard as she's running right now. Oh, they almost touched coming onto the front stretch.
Yeah, Yeah, this is the battle for 9th place at the moment. We've got Damien Mulvey leading this with Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Jeff Weimer just behind. Then the 31 car behind that, that's Bjorn Brostrom. Haven't spoken much about him, but he's just been sort of running his own race. He's a couple laps down, but hopefully at some point he'll be able to get some of those back.
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping to get to see a father-son battle going there. That'd be kind of cool to see. I wonder, because I do not know. Do they race on the same team?
They wouldn't be the same team in this because Linus is in a Ford and Bjorn is in a Chevy.
But yeah, so there's gonna be some good little bit of rivalry there then, father-son on two opposite teams.
Yeah, exactly. But now we can just go back to this battle for 9th because, frankly, this is where it's at the moment on track. Still the same 3 cars that we said earlier. The 77 going for a move now on the 53. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This isn't necessarily the quickest way to run, but the quickest way to run. Sorry, but it sure is the most fun.
Yeah, no, these guys are battling super hard, and I mean, we just noticed there how Benjamin went from the top to the bottom to try to get around Weimer, and he's doing it again on the bottom, really trying to use that bottom lane to get around. Looks like he's hoping for some help from the car behind him to make a better run as he's starting to fade back off of those other 2. But it seems like coming through the corners when he hits the bottom is where he catches the most of his speed on Weimer.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where strategy comes into this, because on these longer tracks, it's almost like chess at 100 and whatever miles an hour. Because obviously you can have the bottom lane that's going to be quicker into the corner, but coming out, then you've got to get a massive run if you're on the outside. And obviously you take factors like the draft into account, then there's all sorts of things you could be doing. You could be doing it completely wrong, you could be doing it completely right. It's this sort of thing where you can't really practice it until the race.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that's easily practiced at all. I mean, and you really got to know what you're doing and have a handle on your car as well, even with the other cars on the track, and know where you want to run. And it's also one of them deals where you got to estimate where the driver in front of you is going to go if you want to keep in that draft, because it, split second, it could all change.
Yeah, exactly. I know you've got more of a background in dirt racing. I'm not too sure, to be honest, how differently that runs, but I've got background in road racing, and this is just where the different skill sets come in. Because obviously you can put clean laps in, you can put good laps in consistently. That's going to pretty much get you to where you need to be in road with a bit of racecraft, and you're there. This is pretty much entirely racecraft and just knowing where to be at the right time. Is there any similar concepts in dirt?
One of the things with dirt is, you got the track's constantly changing. The track turns slick and gets rubbered up, and if you hit it, you can't go full throttle through it, so you got to try and find where it's still tacky. Try to run that tack, and looks like JB Banner pulling into the pits there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's not sure if he got it slowed down in time, to be honest, because it looked quite squirrely on the entrance.
But yeah, no, the dirt's a little bit different. I've seen races, I've ran races where you got cars in front of you that could be running perfectly fine and they barely hit that little bit of slick, and it ends both your guys' nights because you're either running too close or you just get kind of tangled up in it. But the track is constantly changing. You aren't really losing tires, it doesn't seem as much on iRacing anyway. It's just more so the track changes, where these guys on asphalt oval, their tires are constantly changing, not the track.
Yeah. And it looks like we're coming close to our third wave of pit stops, because we've got Taylor Butch Benjamin, John Knight Jr. and Pete Van Sprundle now into the pits as well. So that's two of the cars that were running in the battle for 9th. Damien Mulvey has stayed out. We'll see if he comes in this lap and how much that's going to change. He hasn't come in. But we'll see whether an undercut or an overcut is going to work out.
Pretty interested to see how these two are going to play it out towards the end, on if they're talking on who they're going to let go in front, or what's going to happen here if these two are going to hold it out for their... I think we got 60 laps left. Oh, his caution has come out.
That's going to be perfect timing for those that haven't pitted yet, and that's going to be terrible timing for those who have, frankly, because they would have put themselves a lap down to go into the pits. So the likes of JB Banner, who was running up in 4th or 5th, now down in 16th. He's a lap behind. And he is not the first car on the lead lap. That goes to Moniak in the 19. But let's see what the cause of the caution was. The 23 just trying to come on the inside of the 21. Turns him up into the outside wall.
Yeah, it looked like the 21 was going to come down or maybe run that bottom to middle line, and the 23 just kind of happened to be there. Kind of an unfortunate event to happen. But like you said, definitely good timing for these leaders and guys who haven't pitted. These guys are probably thanking a lot of people right now that caution came out.
Yeah, exactly. I think that probably wasn't all too much damage caused to the... I was just trying to find him, to the 21 car of Ian Humphreys, and yeah, wholesale pit stop's going to be coming in. We've got top 9 are in, top 10, top 11, top 12. I'll stop saying it because you get the gist.
It'll be quite interesting to see what these guys get for pit stops here, as we got under 60 laps to go, and they did go 64 laps. Green flag, and what lap? I believe the first time they pitted was around 55, 60.
There were green flag stops around 40-ish, I think.
Okay.
That's probably the length of your fuel, but Linus Broström there winning the race off a pit road remains in first. Alex Wiggett right behind him in second. Jalen Battle now in third, and Chris Worrell is going to be in fourth. They all took tyres, which I think is definitely the sensible idea.
Yeah, it was definitely a smart move on all of their parts, taking tires with this many laps left. What did Carl take on that one?
He took all tyres, by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best move on anybody's part, to take all tires on that pit stop, because going in, if it does stay green the rest of this race, you can come in and maybe just get a splash of fuel and change the right side and try to finish it out.
I mean, luckily for the guys that pit just before the caution came out, most of them have been put back up into the lead lap because of those wholesale pit stops during the caution. Notable exception being Pete Van Sprundle in the 42. He's still down in 22nd place, actually just in front of our leader, but he'll be let round, so we'll get one of his laps back, but he's actually currently sitting nearly 2 down.
Yeah, and that's not going to be an easy task for these guys that are 2 laps down, to try to get on the lead lap if it stays green. If it doesn't stay green, it could be beneficial for them.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where I think we'll probably be seeing tighter racing and probably less quarter given by these drivers coming through now, because we've got, that's 57 to go, about there. So they'll be starting to be racing harder, and we may see a couple more cautions, but if it's as clean as it was so far, then it's going to be a great finish on this race, so don't go anywhere.
What's your prediction here on this start, Jason?
That's an interesting one, because we've had the bottom line run well, but we've also had the top line run well. So, to be honest, I don't really know. I don't think these guys are going to be racing each other too hard, as they are teammates. But if I had to say, Brostrom's been very good on the restarts, and he does have the inside. He decides when the pack goes, so wouldn't be surprised to see him leading, probably leading solidly into 3.
Yes, I believe the pace lights are out. Nope, they are out as they are getting ready to come to the green flag. You got Brostrom on the bottom and Wegert on the top as Brostrom takes a good start. He's got some little bit of help there from... Yeah, very good help from Jalen Battle there on the bottom as Battle moves up into second as Wegert's trying to get back up there on the top. He just fall back into third position. Oh, Carter down to the bottom. Keeps it going. That was Kobe Sutphin.
Didn't quite see it, but that was probably a great hold from him, as Jalen Battle now is battling for the lead, pardon the pun. It was a decent restart for these Penske guys, but not exactly ideal, because that 24 is coming at them hard. Let's see, last season's champion, so we know that he knows how to race.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing any Hendrick cars up there for any help for Jalen, so hopefully this 8 car, the 51 car, will fall in there and start to give him a push.
Yeah, maybe a bit of brand loyalty coming in with the Chevys, but the 2 Fords now out into the lead, and looks like Damien Mulvey is trying to make some moves happen.
Yeah, it's been a really good battle up front. These top 5 have... I mean, they're starting to space themselves out from those 2 cars. The top 3 are. It'll be interesting how that plays out, as these 2 are... As Damien actually slides up to get a little bit of help from Chris there.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought it would have been quite the task for Mulvey to get up to the top spots. Even when we were talking about him gaining 14 during that first green flag run, but it's been an amazing run for him so far to get up into 4th, and he may well have a run here going. We will have to see, but looking slightly further back, we've got Hermie Sadler and Emily Urias side by side. That's for 9th place.
Yeah, and it's starting to be a factor, or not even a factor, but starting to show that guys are running top, bottom. They have their set lines where they want to run, and they're going to run it.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had 113 laps to get their preferences going, and now they know where they want to run. And apparently where these top 4 want to run is right next to each other. Well, yeah, well, right there.
Looking like a train coming through the corner, just car after car after car.
Yeah, exactly. If you just link them together a bit, I don't think much will be changed, but Damien Mulvey trying to change up the order of those cars, trying to go down the inside of Jalen Battle. We'll see if he gets the help. Maybe a bit of... might get a bit of help from these Penske cars, but obviously they're going to roll up to the high side on the back stretch. And he's looking vulnerable to the 8, but not quite an overlap there. Looks like he might be going for the cutback.
Yeah, he definitely looked for it, and I think he's got it there on the bottom as they're coming by the flag stand. Chris is definitely moving on Damien, and Damien looks like he moved up a line coming through the corner this time around.
Yeah, it's the 8 car managing to get that one done quite nicely, actually. But I think one thing we haven't mentioned is Jalen Battle, actually hometown hero for this race, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia. Didn't check if there were any other drivers, so I'll mention it if I spot it, but let me know in chat if you do know that there's anyone else from around the area, but maybe a slight bit of home track advantage.
Definitely going to be the fan favorite, I would take it at the track, being hometown. Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty interesting to see. You know, you do have an Atlanta, Georgia in here. I noticed there's a couple Florida drivers, so maybe when it comes to running Daytona that they prefer, like, or, you know, they like running Daytona more than they like running anywhere else, being that means that is their home state track. Same with Jalen, maybe he just loves this track.
Yeah, I think if I had a home track, I'd probably try and put some work onto it to see if I can get good at it and be one of the front runners. But I think Jalen Battle is pretty much a front runner wherever he goes. Very talented driver, but he's currently under attack from the 8 car, who's proven to be no slouch himself. He had the pole position. We've seen him in the lead multiple times.
Yeah, and they did start coming up there on lap traffic. We'll see what kind of factor that plays, as he's kind of hugging the bottom and it's causing everybody else to run the high side, and as they all get around him pretty easy. These top 6 cars are all packed in pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, as we're now on lap 119 of 163. As actually Kobe Sutphin has poked his nose up there and is trying to make a run on these guys.
Yeah, it's interesting to see some of the drivers that have ended up in this front group, actually, because Sutphin's been up 13 spots. We said he's done a great job today. Damien Mulvey, we've been talking about, who's gone up loads of spots as well. He's up 22 at the moment. But 8 car once again trying to make a move on the 24. We'll see if he can get that done, but there's just going to be no space to run up to the high side. 24 is going to be right on the back of that too. And it looks like you can't really make a pass here without help. So he's just sort of stuck in an unfortunate spot, because he tries to make a move, but then he just ends up losing positions.
Yeah, we just noticed that also with Chris. Chris was the only one down there in the bottom, and 2 cars got by him, as Jalen's actually starting to try to make the pass on the bottom, as he's got Kobe helping him out right there. Maybe see if these guys got a run for these Penske cars.
Yeah, maybe the rest of the pack getting a bit fed up with the Ford domination at the front that we've been seeing in this green flag run. But those two are actually now side by side for the lead. Looks like Brostrom's going to keep it. Battle might have got a bit of a run here. They're 3 wide down the back stretch. Look at that 8 car coming in. Chris Worrell absolutely going for it. He's gone down the inside of Weggett now. Probably not going to make that one stick, but he may well make it stick on Sutphin. Definitely made it stick on Battle, who's now helping him out.
Yeah, he definitely seen an opportunity there, and he didn't hesitate. He took it, and as they did go 3 wide on that back stretch, and it definitely paid off for him as he's moving up into the 3rd spot. As Kobe's trying to cross him over there and make a cut back down on the bottom and try to get a run, as he's kind of all by himself.
Yeah, and I have to say, no matter what discipline you're in, no matter what discipline of racing you're in, whether it be oval, road, dirt road, whatever else you can race, the mark of a great driver is if you see an opportunity, you go for it. And it's even better if you actually manage to make it stick.
Yeah, and the one thing I've learned is if you're questioning it, it's already too late. If you you got to take that opportunity and you got to try to make it stick. I mean, it's racing. If it doesn't stick, it's just one of those deals. It's a racing deal, and you just hope to God it does stick.
Yeah,
Jalen is pushing Chris.
Yeah, it looks like those two are working together for now to try and make moves up towards the front. Obviously, if they can both work together to make it, then 3 wide into 3. As the caution comes out, we'll see what the order's going to be up at the front.
I think the question also is going to be who pits here. With 40...
Yeah, very true. They could make it work, I think, to the end. Or optionally, you wait if there's another caution.
Looks like Jason Ricketts.
Going slowly. My SDK actually didn't tell me what the yellow flag was for. We'll just stick on Ricketts here while the caution comes out. Bit of smoke in front of him.
Looked like there was a green car down there kind of on the bottom of the apron.
Behind, so just trying to remember. There wouldn't be Cook because he's up here. That's behind it as well. Actually, there's an easier way here. Ooh, hello. Found something. What has gone on here? Apologies for the rewind, but didn't actually tell me what the caution was for. I'm just trying to find a camera angle.
Look like those guys cut down under the bottom right there onto the apron.
Who's that? Is that the...
Looks like Brian Chu in the 11 car.
Oof. Let's go to the 15. Apologies once again. We're just trying to find out what caused this. Looks like the 15 might have had a spin. Ooh. Nearly having a spin there, but Ooh.
Oh, he got them.
We found it. Looks like 15 got into the wall, just came down onto Johnny Castle. They both make a brilliant save, but unfortunately go up into a car.
Yeah, it looked like he
once again for the rewinds. I don't like to do this, but the 12
looked like he clipped the wall, and when he came down, it just kind of caused the mayhem there, and
yeah,
that explains why them drivers went to the apron. I thought maybe they were trying to pull some Phoenix here and go down and take a little pass through the through the shortcut.
No, just trying to avoid wrecking themselves, but I think, to be honest, that was nearly not a caution. It probably could have got away with staying green there, but nevertheless, iRacing through the caution anyway. But your questions about pitting have sort of been answered.
Yeah, it looks like none of these guys went in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I say that because the top 3 here, the 8, the 20, and the 88, have not pitted. Now, the 2, the 24, the 22, and the 3 have all pitted for fuel. The 51 and the 53 have taken 4 tyres. 19 and the 48 have taken fuel. 11, 77, 99 have taken tyres. 34 was involved in the incident. So he probably pitted for damage repair. Might have taken tyres as well. Pace car lights are off. And there's a lot of very differing strategies here, so we'll just have to see what happens here. And really how many tyre sets they've got left.
I think also it's going to determine on, are these top 3 cars, were they taking a gamble?
Yeah.
In pitting, or were, did Kobe and Chris know something we don't know and they think they can make it the rest of the way?
Interesting here, actually, the 8 car, the leader, has opted for the outside lane.
Green.
And going green. Very close contact there with the 20, actually, just before the green.
Yeah, they definitely got super close there, but I can see why Chris wanted to take the outside. He's been running up there almost all night. He's been super fast on that high side. Doesn't look like he's going to get any help on that high side.
Looks like it was quite loose for the 24. Coming off of 2, but here side by side for the lead. And we'll just
sideways
see.
and through the grass.
Oof. Where's our first guy that's taken tyres? Jeff Weimer in 7th place, but look at him on that inside lane, making absolute moves. He's got about 25 lap younger tyres than the rest of the guys around him. And it shows, but does he have any tyres left for the end of the race if there happens to be another caution? 3 wide coming out of 4. Nearly.
31 laps left too. These guys are going to start getting more aggressive with driving. They're going to be pushing their cars to the limits, and as we can already see, they're all starting to move around and trying not to get into a draft lane. They're all trying to run their own line and try to make it stick.
Yeah, and I just see that we've been joined in the booth by Ria. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I see
Not
you've
what I
got,
want to be doing right now, but thanks to the 15 car. Thank you very much, 15.
Got involved a bit there in an unfortunate wreck.
Yeah, he was racing people really hard all race, using up their stuff instead of just letting people. It looks like he wrecked again. Yeah, he's lost a lot of talent tonight. That's for sure. It looks like he's on the inside retaining wall right now by himself. Oh, so yeah, that's what you get when you have a fast car and you play strategy all night long and you try to get out there and get a good top 10 or even a win. I was looking at all kinds of different options here and had it going. Was ready to make a money stop here pretty soon and gonna sail on in, try and get what we get, but not now, not with 16 minutes of damage.
Oh yeah, that's really unfortunate. It was looking to be a great run, and it was overall a really clean race.
Yeah,
so far.
We got a pass for the lead that just happened. Weimer with those fresh tires is made himself up to the front, as we also have the 77 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin giving him a run for his money here on the bottom.
Yeah, and Chris Worrell has been really the guy to beat all race long too. Everyone's been talking about that 8 car being behind them, so he's intimidating whoever's in front of him at all times.
Well, and you did say too before the race when I talked with you that he's a super fast driver, and you were not wrong. He is. Anytime he starts to drift back a little bit because he doesn't get any help, he finds a way to put himself back up there.
Yeah, he's definitely quick. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin is quick as well. So I do know that I think he got a win last night in the truck race here at Atlanta. So he's already got a win this weekend at this track, so he may be looking at victory number 2 this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be really good for him. But just out of interest, didn't actually see it before the race. How many sets of tires were available?
3 extra sets.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's quite a few out there that ran like I did with 60, 70 laps on a set of tires there on that second stint. A lot of people still have a set in their back pocket right now to use up before. And that's what I was going to do, is I was going to go out there and do my money stop here in the next 10, 15 laps and then sail it on into the sunset, see what I can get. But no. But yeah, there's going to be some round of pit stops here coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be looking at...
I believe the 8 car and the 20 car is probably the 2 to keep an eye on for jumping down on pit road pretty soon. Johnny Nidick as well in the 88 machine. So I would say that they're going to be coming in sooner than later.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens with these pit stops if we end up staying green the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's going to be some strategy to be had, and I think Team Penske has definitely got something for them too. So don't count Alexander and Linus out either. So there might be definitely a change of hands here quite a few more times yet.
Yeah, I think if there does happen to be another caution in these next 24 laps, then the ball is definitely in the court of those guys who either didn't stop in the last caution or only took fuel. Because they'll most definitely have a tyre set left, whereas these guys running up at the front, I doubt they have a spare tyre set to come onto if there's another caution. They'll just have to top off a bit of fuel to run to the end, and then hope their tyres are good enough.
Yeah. Yep.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, because me being a dirt guy. So now with the weather being a little bit cooler out here, does that hurt a guy's tire more than if it was hot out?
No. No, I wouldn't say so. No, it's more about the grip. You get a lot more grip when it's cooler track temperatures like this, where you get a lot of slippy and slideys when it's hot, because it gets greasy out there. I don't think that it really plays a big role on tire wear, but I could be wrong. Somebody out there in the comments there that are watching the race with us, tell us what your experiences are. Whether you're just an avid NASCAR fan or you race in real life, comment below and let us know. Do hotter tracks or cooler tracks eat up the tires more?
Yeah, I definitely know that. I know that on road, a cooler track temp will mean you'll be able to get more life out of the tires, but there's a lot of things that just don't tend to transfer over into oval racing. Whether that's one of them, I'm not sure, but probably slightly less wear.
Well, and like I said earlier, I know that doesn't have effect on tires for dirt racing. It just has more effect on the track, because, like I said, the dirt tracks just change. Our tires don't really change, where as oval and road course, they change constantly with your tires.
Yeah, and then, if you look at the way the sun is on certain parts of the track here too, and then there's a shadow or shade, you're going to have a slippery track in the sunlight, and then it goes to grippy in the shadow. So you'll see better runs down low in the shade, and then you'll have a little bit more slick action going on in the sun. So it's interesting in the ovals how that works. But yeah, I haven't really tried much dirt racing. I have a couple of times, and at first it was fun because it just kind of reminds me of being up here in Maine, driving in the snow and the ice and stuff. And you would think that since I'm really good at that I would be good at dirt, but not as much, no. Because that whole like turning left and then turning right and then back left again, it takes a perfect finesse to do that versus these oval tracks, you know?
Yeah, well, and I can't say I'm good at dirt racing. I just like to do it.
Oh.
Probably shouldn't say that because I race it in real life, but it's definitely has me struggling a little bit on iRacing with me being pretty new to iRacing. I race probably every night on the dirt, and I've done some oval stuff. It definitely catches my eye, but after watching these guys tonight, I think I'm gonna have to jump over and do a little bit more oval.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is, and every oval track is different. It has its own personality and characteristics that are not like any other. You know, they'll call certain tracks like Michigan and California sister tracks, but they're really different.
Yeah, and everything's got different bankings. It seems like too. Does that play a pretty good factor in on your tires as well? I was kind of asking Jason that earlier.
It does. Yeah, the banking I prefer because you get that momentum coming off the corner, and it really helps your maneuverability and your tire wear. Those flatter tracks, you tend to plow coming into the corners because you don't have the banking there to slow down the momentum and then carry the momentum out of the corners. So you're doing a lot of hard on the brakes, so therefore you're sliding on the rubber, so you're wearing that off, and then you're gassing it back out of the corner, so you're spinning again, losing traction. Burning rubber. So probably not the best for tires. No, tracks like Milwaukee, New Hampshire, Martinsville, a lot of the flat tracks like that. Yeah, they're a lot harder on tires than some of the banks. But you'd be surprised. I mean, Charlotte and some of those guys, those are tire eaters too. So,
while we were talking, just sorry to interrupt there, but it looks like the 8 car had pitted under green flag for his last set of tires, and obviously that final fuel run. So we'll see how much he can make up, and we've actually had an answer for our tire question in the chat. So thank you, Shane, who says that Atlanta eats up the tires bad because it's abrasive, but the cooler tracks wear the tires out faster because it's got more grip.
Okay, well, there's the answer there.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how that works. This will be pretty interesting to see how this goes with 12 laps to go, and guys are starting to take their green flag pit stops.
Ooh.
Caution is out.
Now that is going to play absolutely into the hands of actually some of the Team Penske cars.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what they do here. As we're looking
if one of them hadn't have been involved in the wreck.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yikes.
Which one was it?
I believe that is... Yep.
The 2 car?
The 22 of Linus.
Or the 22?
Strong runner all night too, and we see another little tap
Spun
there
again. Yeah, he just got up into the 3, pushed him out into the wall, and then 3 came down into the 1, 22 up into the 31. Quite a lot of wall contact.
Very unfortunate for him, as he was hard runner all night long.
Yeah, just going to keep an eye on Jalen Battle, because I think no doubt he's going to come into the pits along with Weggett, Banner, Sadler actually looking good for a good run here as well if he's got tyres left.
And just like you said, there goes Jalen into the pits.
Yeah. And Rio, I see you're out on track again.
Yeah, well, I'm just securing my 30th spot. And that's because if, say, Pete Woodrum or someone were to come back off of pit road, they would surpass me, even though they're not moving right now. So if I put, some laps in now, it'll keep them from coming off pit road and grabbing 30th, which, at the end of the day, it is about points. I'm severely underpowered, though, so definitely going to request an EOL. And I may even blow an engine before it's too soon here, too, but...
A little bit of strategy from you there, too, to keep your points.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm still mad that, I didn't get the top 10 that this car definitely had all night long. I know that I wasn't in the top 10 at the point of contact, but I was certainly aiming for it with the strategy that I had. So it's heartbreaking and devastating and for my points to be all the way down here. But, everyone else seems to be doing pretty good, though, and I'm excited to see that it's been such a clean race so far, despite, the last couple cautions here. But, it's pleasing to see as a league owner to see that these guys can drive after all. You start wondering sometimes. So
yeah, I'm sure you probably do anyway, but this is one I definitely recommend watching back, because that initial 64 lap green flag run at the start was great to see.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so who's probably aiming for the ESBN driver of the race so far? Who's the biggest mover? Is that Emily or?
At the moment,
maybe, Damien Mulvey, maybe.
Yeah, at the moment, Emily Urias and Damien Mulvey are both up 25. But we'll see how that changes, because Emily took tires, but Damien didn't pit, because obviously he didn't have the tire set left, because he took them on the last round of stops.
And that'll be interesting to play.
Yeah.
To capitalize on that, that'll be interesting to see, because Damien is in third.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of those cars who took those tires are right there behind him.
We're going to have to see how this changes, because obviously they're going to be lining up right by each other. Only 5 spots for Jalen Battle to take to get towards the lead, and he's going to probably going to have a mega restart here with those fresh tires. So if we can manage to get it done, it's going to be 7 to go as we cross the line towards the green flag.
Like you said, Jason, Emily is up 25 spots. She's put herself into 11th. Very interesting to see tonight as we do show you her car right now.
Yeah, you can see very eager to get going right on the bumper of the 25. Just sort of saying, get up there towards the 2. Because I have a feeling that everyone that's 6th through down to 13th, the last car on the lead lap, is going to be looking to make up as many spots as possible. Would we go back to the front for the green flag? Great run out for the 77.
Yeah, he definitely got a big jump there as he decided to take the outside start as well. As we seen Chris do the same thing earlier on a restart. Jalen Battle moving his way up there. Jalen back to the bottom as he is right there. He's got Weimer in front of him as he moves up to start trying to get something going there with Taylor. 3 wide going onto the front stretch.
3 wide, that was almost 4, I think, as Weggett was down on the bottom, moving up to the lead. Battle's just sort of in an awkward position here, but he's managed to get free. He was just between 2 cars there, but he's managed to get free of that, so he's going to be chasing it down for the lead. And we'll see what type of progress everyone else is making, because we've got this top 3 all pitted. We've got Weggett, Battle, and Banner at the moment. There's going to be... Whoa! Save that.
Weimer through the grass.
They were 3 wide. There was contact between those cars, between the wall. Weimer was on the grass. He went up into the air. He saved that. They're 3 wide again. Van Sprundle on the bottom, looking to get through them. But to be honest, some of these guys further to the back of the cars that pitted aren't making as much progress as they possibly would have liked. 19 of Moniac just making his way through. Jalen Battle actually setting the fastest lap of the race. That looked like a qualifying time to me. He's going to have 30.2.
Yeah, he's been cooking all night. He's been wanting to get to the front, and as we're getting ready to come to 3 to go, he is on the move. Drivers are getting aggressive. It'll be interesting to see what he's got for caution is out. This could
Yeah,
be.
it looks like it was the
It was
34 car of Johnny
Castle.
Castle. Yeah. As well as the
Just
was that
got
that
together
Bob
with
Wyckoff?
Neidig Jr.
Oh, John.
Interestingly enough, they look like two completely separate incidents.
I know Bob Wyckoff looks like he might have been involved in that one too.
Let's keep an eye on him. Can't even find him on the list.
So that's going to be a natural
Ooh.
GC.
Yeah, it looked like he just. Oh, he contact hit the outside wall and then just straight lined it into the inside wall.
Oh, right back up into the 45 and the 17 as well.
Unfortunate event for those guys that all got collected in that.
Yeah, I think those were actually, weirdly enough, two separate incidents. But, this is definitely going to make it very exciting up at the front. Because, top 5, all just straight up battling it out. They took the tyres, so they're going to pull away from the guys behind them.
Yeah, it's going to be a natural green-white checker. So.
Yeah.
Well, and that's going to be interesting to see here what Jalen has for the leader up there, and to see even what the third place car has for these two up front.
And speaking of Jalen, you know where his hometown is, right?
We actually talked about that. Is maybe we got a hometown favorite, and maybe this is his track to shine. Which I was going to ask you, has he? You know, he's got 7 career wins with you. How was any of them here at Atlanta?
You know, I can't remember. I want to say no.
See if I can quickly check that.
Yeah, Sim Racer Hub would be the place.
Yep.
SimRacerHub.com. If you own or run a league, be sure to head over there right now and get your data all stored over there. They are a mentioned sponsor of iSNF. So,
Cup Series Season 2. Atlanta was won by Landon Mills last time around.
yeah, but
Jalen actually came third in that one.
okay. So yeah, I mean, I know there's actually there's a couple of Georgians in here. The other one being, unfortunately, Jason Ricketts, who's shown in 33rd position right now out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Had some bad luck early in the race, getting tangled up with a couple people. But yeah, Jalen from right here in Atlanta, in the ATL, hopefully he's got something for him here at the end. You know, being the unbiased league owner / you know, fill-in commentator as I am, but of course I'm the owner of Penske Camp here, so.
Well, that'll be interesting too to see. I just noticed Jalen has a partner, a teammate sitting in the 3rd position.
Yep, JB Banner, JB out of Bristol, Tennessee, and yeah, and then you've got yeah, there's really no other teammates up there working with each other right now.
No, is
The
Wager's
51 and the
teammate.
53. Mulvey and Weimer teammates. I don't know if they're in chat though. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if those two are talking to each other to try and get a run around these fast Penske car.
yeah. I parked it because I didn't have anything to gain or lose there, and I'm not going to get in anybody's way on the last lap here.
Yeah, the lights are out on the pace cars. They're making their way down the backstretch, just coming into turn 3.
Yep.
Yeah, gonna be definitely an interesting green-white checkered as cars are gonna get super aggressive here to try and get a win.
Yeah, Weggett's opted for the inside line, so we'll see how that's going to work out for him as we're now coming through 4. Pace car is going to be off anytime soon. There it goes, coming to the green flag. There it is. Looks like a monster run from the 8. Already past 2 cars. He's looking for 3rd place.
Yeah, he was not wasting any time as he's moving up there into the 3rd, 4th position, helping Jalen on the top side. As Jalen is trying to give Weggert a run for his money on the high side, and I think Jalen's got the lead right now going into 3.
Yeah, just about has it at the moment, but both of them have help for now. He's got it completely now. Gonna come down towards the white flag. This is going to be the final lap of the race. The 8 car going for a move on the 2. 8 down on the inside there. So we'll see who gets the run. Typically outside lane getting the run here. But who's going to get the help here, actually? That could be interesting. The 2's got the help at the moment. 8's going to have to go for it into 3 if he wants to get anything out of it. Doesn't manage to do so, so it looks like coming towards the checkered flag, it's going to be Jalen Battle to win at Atlanta, his home track. Alexander Weggett in 2nd and Chris Worrell in 3rd.
Wow.
That was definitely interesting to see how that unfolded, and congratulations to Jalen there getting the hometown win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I just want to say, Hermie Sadler finally having a good race for once. He didn't get involved in anyone else's dumpster fire.
He finished 7th last week at Phoenix.
I mean, that was a good result as well, but I think this one may be a bit more noticeable for me.
True.
This race was definitely a lot easier to keep track of.
Yep. Yepers. Well, that's a pretty good podium there. You got Jalen, Alexander, and Chris. So, be anxious to see what they have to say in a post-race interview on how everything went down. But it looks like Johnny Nidick running over there to say congratulations to Jalen there, as he's going to get ready to do some burnouts here at the ATL, his home track in front of the hometown crowd. Pretty exciting win for him for sure. That'd be win number 8, you said? So
yep.
That's definitely a milestone in a sense, because it's his home track. So definitely gonna probably be one of his favorite wins.
Yeah, I know Royal actually showing up as a substitute driver, so I'm assuming that was his first race here.
Who, the 8 car? Yes,
yep.
He was subbing for Joey Manis tonight, and Russell Bradka also had a sub tonight too in the 17. Tommy Stanley, unfortunately, not doing all that well. Probably got caught up in something, and then Weimer back into the Cup Series, into the 53 machine in place of Fishburne. So, yeah. Overall, not a bad race, guys. What do you think? I mean, I was driving in most of it and trying to gain some positions, but I think at the end of it, though, if you look at who gained the most, it'd be Emily Urias finishing P11.
Yeah, she was up 25, and overall, just a brilliant race to watch. I have to say, Brendan, you've come in at exactly the right race for your first commentary gig over this series.
Yeah, I will say, being a dirt boy, these guys definitely won my heart, and I hope I get to keep commentating for this series. Like I said, it just won my heart watching this. It was a very exciting race.
Yeah, well, I'd certainly be happy to have you back, but just looking to try and see if we have the drivers on the Discord.
We've got Chris.
Where is he?
I'm gonna move. I'll move Chris to the winner circle.
Yep.
Alexander looks like he ducked out.
He's already moved
Yeah.
himself up, so.
Oh, he did. Okay.
And there's Jalen.
And then there's Jalen.
Let's we'll start third.
Let's start. Yeah, because Alexander's got to get to bed. So, but start with third.
Yep. Hello, Chris. Do you copy? You were up in the booth.
Hey there. Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
A little upset. Felt fast. I felt like I could have got that win there, but the second to last restart, I saw the lead pack there. I was getting ready to pass him, so I wouldn't have to take the lucky dog and go to the back. I was trying to get it the clean way, and as soon as I got to him, that caution came out, so that kind of screwed me there. But overall, lucky to get that jump on that last restart and finish P3 in my first race here.
Yeah, that was probably quite unfortunate timing on that one, but you definitely can't be upset with the P3. You had the pace all day, so good signs coming forward to see if you can get more sub drives or maybe even a full-time start at some point.
Yeah, that's the plan. I plan on running on the Saturday and Sunday races until I can get here and run full time. So if anybody needs a sub and you got a Chevrolet, let me know. Or a Ford. I'm not picky.
So is your ultimate goal here, Chris, was, I mean, obviously to win this race, but are you hoping to get picked up by a team, or?
Well, yeah, sure. I'd like to do more racing in general, especially, now that my Sundays are free. So, I saw this league being broadcasted on ESBN, I believe, last week in Phoenix, and I asked Tony, the broadcaster, to put in a good word for me, and thankfully I was able to sub this week by racing all the races in the last couple days. Had a lot of fun too. This is racing against the 22, 24. Sorry if I'm leaving anyone out. I know TB. I don't know many people here yet, but that one stretch in the middle was a lot of fun. I'm sure it looked good on TV too, but just had a lot of fun racing with these guys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great race to watch as well, and you've definitely made a good impression on first races with the league. But before we let you go and celebrate, is there anyone who you need to thank?
My balls out teammates. It's an energy drink. Rhea for getting me in the league and letting me run, especially today, as an early notice on these subs. Hey, Rhea, I didn't know you. Yeah, I've had an awesome time these last couple of days. I meant to race the Xfinity earlier and just mixed up the times from yesterday, and I had to miss that one, so that sucks. So it's been a long time waiting to run this race tonight, and it felt good to run it. Had a lot of fun time racing with everybody. A lot of cool people in here, and I look forward to racing again soon.
Yeah, well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll be speaking with you again soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for the broadcast.
Yeah, you too. Cool, so now I think good time to speak to our second place driver, so that is going to be Alexander Weigert. Hello, Alexander, do you have a copy in the booth?
Yes, I have a copy. What's up?
Well, hello again. I guess we need to say a second time interviewing on the second Cup race. How do you think it went for you?
Well, I don't really like this track, and I did awful last night in the truck. And this feels like a win for me, to be honest, because I was really sad last night with the truck because I made a big mistake. So it feels like a win for me right now, and I'm happy where I finished off. He just got a better restart than me, and I had no help from behind pushing. So I just tried my best,
To go with that, with the no help, do you think if you could have had your other Penske teammate that you've been that helped you guys? You mean you guys were working perfect around the track all night? Do you think that could have made a different outcome on the ending?
100%, 100%, 100%. I would say.
Yeah, no, you were definitely racing together quite well, but I think unfortunately you got involved in a bit of an incident at the end.
Yeah.
Overall, as you said, if you don't like the track, can't be displeased with a second place, especially on your second start. I mean, that's P1 and P2. Is it going to be P3 next week?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have no idea. It's Kota, I think, right? Circuit
Yeah.
of America. Yeah, I really like that track. So I'm going to do my best to try and qualify first and try to bring it home because I really like that track with the cup car. And yeah, we will see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting on the road course. We won't be broadcasting that one, but we will let everyone at home know of the results in the broadcast afterwards. But before we let you go and celebrate or go to sleep, is there anyone you need to thank?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank Ria for letting me race the number 2, and Tim Penske, of course. And then my other team outside of this league is called Bright Esports. And I want to thank some sponsors in this Glacial, grillpellets.sc, and Picket Last, Logitech, and TCG. So, yeah. And of course, Linus, for God's sake. It's amazing run with him again after 2 years. I freaking love to race with him, and I had so much fun with him today, working everything with pit stops and racing. So yeah, just amazing. I'm really happy.
Yeah, well, congratulations and good luck next week as you go to Kota.
And thank you so much, and fun to see you guys again.
Get some sleep.
I will. It's soon 3, so good night. Thanks.
Okay, so now we will get a chance to speak with our winner and hometown hero, Jalen. Hello.
Hello.
So, hometown hero and winner. What you got to say about that?
What I gotta say about that? That one feels nice. Man, was really I was pretty good there on the long run there, trying to save my stuff at the beginning of the race, but wouldn't really get up to the leaders there into the end of a run. And I thought we weren't gonna have that many cautions, but we started getting a few there at the end, and so that kind of switched the strategy up a little bit. Caught a few people a lap down, caught our teammates a lap down, but with that caution with about 30 to go, I was like, oh no, it puts you in. It's a tough spot because you take tires because you're lifting your window to make it to the end, or you save it for a later caution, and worked out this time, which is really good. I thought those guys were going to run away with it up there in the top 5, and then we had the last 2 restarts there, and I about wadded it up 2, 3, 4 times, but oh man, somehow we came out with it there in the last restart. So
yeah, well, definitely helped by perfect strategy. I guess it was a really clean race. It pretty much up until the end, we obviously had a few of those cautions, but I think the tyre strategy was really interesting for us up here in the booth.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of calls you can make there, especially at the start of the race and then at the end there. I mean, Atlanta just always provides. I love this fucking track, man. It's so nice. Hate to repaving it. Hopefully they keep it in iRacing, but we had a few strategies there playing out at the end, and we're on the positive end that time. So really happy.
Well, and that was a question I definitely asked Jason. With you being the hometown kid, is this his favorite track? And how much do you actually run this track? Just practicing around with it.
I don't know. That depends. Recently, probably not. But as far as my favorite track, it's up there. I mean, it's only one I've been to in real life, so I guess I could put it up there. My favorite. I like these tracks where there's a bit of tire wear, so it's probably in my top 5 for sure. But it's always really nice to get a win at your home track. Always really nice.
It was definitely interesting and exciting to watch for me. Like I told these guys, I'm a dirt guy, and you guys definitely won my heart tonight. And seeing you bob and weave on that last lap through cars and push your way up there to get to the front was just amazing.
Oh yeah, we about wrecked it a few times there. We were putting sliders there on one of those runs where I had to lift because if not I was gonna take someone out. But it was really really fun. The high lane was really good, and Lilon, you can make a run. So that was a really good race.
Yeah, it's been good to speak to you up here again in the booth, and good to see you back up in the top 3. But before we let you go, who do you need to thank?
Shout as always to the league admins, Rhea and her team. Always do a good job putting on a good show, keeping everyone in line, especially with like all these like weird iRacing issues. But shout out to them, and shout out to you guys for putting on really good broadcast every weekend. It's always really nice to go back and watch them. I'm definitely going to go back and watch this one. And then shout out to Hendrick Motorsports, my teammates. And then I think that's going to be it. So.
Yeah, definitely recommend watching this one back. It was a great race to watch, and congratulations once again.
Thank you. See you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Too.
So, let me get the results graphic up there just to my words aren't working, but yeah, great race.
Yeah, and I just sent you over the link to the most updated, fresh off the press point standings, and just to kind of see what kind of moved around after this one. And your race winner, of course, Jalen Battle, he moved up 2 spots tonight to 4th overall in the points. But did you guys happen to notice that the number 47 Chevrolet, driven by none other than Skylar Carnes, was not on the track tonight? Your points leader coming into this one, yes, indeed, was not in the race tonight. So he dropped 5 spots. That really kind of juggled some things up. It's anybody's game still at this point.
Yeah, I did not notice that. Kind of unfortunate for him there to move back to 5 spots, but definitely makes it for a little bit more exciting run for the championship then.
Indeed, it does. It does. It makes it a little bit more exciting, and I know after the 18 car of Travis Browder has been suspended the last couple of races too, so he'll be back in the saddle next week, and so there was some shakeups there too. So I think going into, and then we have a road course next week, so that is going to really really change a lot of things. So got a lot of interesting action, heading our way here in the point standings, and it's exciting to see who can do what. I mean, Hermie Sadler has been with us now 3 races in a row too, and he's finished 2 out of the 3, so not too bad either. So
yeah, just able to get a confirmation of the point standings up before they go into Kota. Yeah, it's very interesting to see the changes that happened. Actually, JP Banner, the ultimate winner out of all that, by the looks of things, making up 3. Actually, Pete Van Sprundle making up 9 spots in the point standings.
Yeah, and Mulvey up 8. So
Sutphin up 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great race for a lot of people there. Just shows when you have a pretty much completely clean race up at the front. I think this just shows exactly pretty much the order of it in the mile and a halves at least. But for the rest, let's go through the final standings and then see about wrapping up. Obviously, Jalen Battle winning it over Alexander Weggett and Chris Worrell in 3rd. JB Banner came home in 4th with Hermie Sadler in 5th. Matty Moniak in 6th with Pete Van Sprundle in 7th. Jeff Weimer in 8th. Brian Chu in 9th. And Damian Mulvey is in 10th.
I do not have that information in front of me. I apologize. So
That
I
is,
cannot pick up from there.
that is okay. Brendan, maybe you want to.
Yeah, my mic was muted. Sorry about that, guys. Emily Arias in 11th with Taylor Butcher Benjamin there in 12th. Johnny Castle coming into 13th. Kobe Sutphin in 14th. Johnny Nidek Jr. in 15th. Linus Brostrom in 16th. Chad Waller 17th. Eugene Thorne in 18th.
And then we've got Carl Rourke in 19th, Marcus Hagman in 20th, Gavin Marlin 21st, Derek Cook 22nd, Colin Zima 23rd, Bjorn Brostrom 24th, Clarence Prince 25th, Michael Smith 26th, Brian Treadwell 27th, Bob Wyckoff 28th, Casey Tomlinson will be in 29th, and Rhea, there you are. Sorry about that. I think I maybe rubbed a bit of salt into the wounds. But you had a good race overall. It was just unfortunate. Ian Humphreys in 31st with Pete Woodrum 32nd, Jason Ricketts 33rd, John Hopley 34th, Tommy Stanley 35th, Dave Corshane 36th, and Dave Holmberg rounding us out in 37th place. So I think there's not much more to say other than that was a great race. I look forward to knowing what's happened in COTA, and ultimately look forward to the next broadcast, which is going to be at Richmond.
That'll be a fun one to watch. Richmond's not a super long track, but it'll be, I think, a pretty good battle for quite a few of these drivers as after watching tonight. These guys run super hard and super clean, so that'll be a fun, really fun one to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, I will not be in that one. I will be in my personal vehicle heading to Daytona for Speed Weeks, so I'm going to have a sub lined up for me. Hopefully, it's a good sub, and we can get that 12 car up front at Richmond, and then we head into an off week after that due to the actual Daytona 500. Which of course I'll be down during Speed Weeks 4. So taking a little bit of a NASCAR holiday break anyway. Then we'll be back in action the following week at
Martinsville.
Some more short track action. So tempers are flaring the next couple races that you guys are covering. So oh boy. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good couple of races, definitely. I believe Martinsville, our first really short track of the season, then moving straight into Bristol after that. So you're really giving these guys no break from the short tracks in end of February, early March.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Definitely 3 temper flaring tracks back to back, or back to back, I should say.
Right after a road course.
Yeah, that'll make it super interesting. Holy smokes!
Were you laughing
Yeah.
when you made that schedule?
No, I basically copied it right off of NASCAR's schedule in real life. So they're
the
just as evil in real life as yours truly is in ISNF.
So the NASCAR guys were laughing when they made that schedule.
Basically, and then we're just crying. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's still definitely races to look forward to, but I think that's just about going to round us out here. So obviously looking forward to the next race. Brendan, do you have any closing words?
No, I think that's it from all of us here at Sim Racing Media, and yeah, I think that's it. I hope all you guys have a good night and have a good week, and we'll catch up with you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it'd be great to have you guys. We'll see you guys back at Richmond. I will be listening and probably be one of the folks in the chat end of the broadcast as the race is unfolding. So kind of cheering for my 12 car to do some good. So it's been a pleasure, guys. I appreciate you guys covering the broadcast tonight, and I hope you guys have a fine evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting us be here, and I hope everyone at home has a fine evening as well. Good night, everyone.